Hello, everybody. We're live. Welcome to the collective chat. I am Kathleen Sherman, coming on with Jennifer Passavant.
Hi, as she said, I'm Jennifer Passavant. I'm an intuitive spiritual life coach, energy healing practitioner, and channeler. And I'm here with Bonnie. Sorry.
And I'm Bonnie Bird, wellness practitioner, Akashic record reader, and whatever you need. Spiritually, that is.
You're not wrong. Need you a lot.
And I'm Kathleen Sherman. I am a shamanic medical intuitive, Reiki master, quantum energy healer, and psychic medium, do all kinds of cool stuff. We are coming on live today with David Starr. David Starr is pretty amazing. He is the, are you the creator? Can I say the creator of the Purple Lightning Ray, a humanitarian advocate for healing, spirituality, and assisting in ascension. He's a Unity host in the New Earth Ascending community, founder of the Purple Lightning Healing Center, or the Canadian Spiritual Healing and Health Group, co-owner of the Divine Ray app, musician, artist of the 5D Crew music group. David has taken the leap to serve the divine, to work as one, to assist in a multitude of divine pursuits, to anchor unconditional love and new earth energy into Gaia, and live a life of joy, harmony, love, and happiness and service. Welcome, David. Thank you so much for coming on with us today.
Oh, that was a mouthful. Maybe I should have made that like in a couple of sentences. I was like, holy smokes, what an introduction. Thanks for having me. That's wonderful.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Do you want to just tell everybody a little bit about yourself and how you've come to be where you're at right now on with us live?
Yeah, it's been fantastic. It's been quite the 2020, I would say. I made a decision late 2019 to start following my heart and unlock that inner child, and then one thing led to another, and then next thing you know, I merged with a higher aspect of myself who has the Purple Lightning Ray, and then so I started using Purple Lightning in energy work and clearing, and then I found out I can heal at a pretty high level, and then visiting within the angelic realm and everything. And then I found out I can channel recently, and that's just all coming. And so, I think it's just because I decided I chose to surrender to my higher self, chose to surrender to the divine and serve the divine, and in that pursuit. And so, and then,
once you do that,
purple lightning happened.
Yeah. Well, once you surrender to the divine, you're in for a heck of a ride, David. So buckle up.
Yeah, it's been fun. You know what? Like I've never had so much joy. Like I gotta say, I don't remember exactly when. It might have been 6 months ago. I remember for the first time in my life, I looked in the mirror and I just unconditionally loved the reflection coming back. Like it was the first time.
Wow, and that's saying a lot. All of us struggle with that. We do, and it's even hard for you to admit that. So that's saying a lot.
Yeah. I never liked the I always thought the person looking back was a stranger. I didn't know who it was, and in my whole entire life, especially in my teenager years, like, who is this person?
Yeah.
And now it's like, yes, I'm looking at myself. I'm happy. I'm really happy and living in joy. And it's different. My life's changed completely, but in the most magical way that you could ever imagine.
Yeah, I mean, that's where it all begins, when you learn to love yourself, because you have to fill your cup before you can fill others. And everybody, it sounds cliche and people say that all over the place, but until you embody it, you really don't know what they're saying to you. That you could actually look in the mirror and love that person unconditionally, with all the flaws, and not point them out. Say, I love you because you're you. And that's amazing.
Yeah, because that ended up leading to loving all things unconditionally, and then that was another major point in my in my 2020, where it's just dark, light, whatever it is, it's all light, it's all from God, and loving everything with complete compassion, forgiveness, and truly feeling that in my heart. And so
Yeah, because this world makes it really hard for men to actually show compassion, to actually cry when they need to cry, to actually say they love something. You get conditioned right from the get-go. If you fall down and hurt yourself, oh, suck it up, get up, keep moving, you'll be okay. You're a boy, you'll be all right. You know what I mean? They just right from the get-go, they start telling you that tears are bad. And really, tears are a gift from God. It's to help you release. It's when you feel joy. It's when you're overjoyed with happiness. They're a gift, and you should never look at them as something that you just shut down and never used.
I actually have a story about tears today, if I can share.
Sure.
This lady that I'm friends with, she had a post about her 9-year-old son was, she said she was showing a conversation with him, and he was just building all these like fundamental spiritual beliefs, and I recognized it, and I'm like, who is this? And all of a sudden, in my voice, in my head, not in my voice, in my head, like one of my guides came and said, her son is not just any son, like and whispered in my ear, archangel. So I messaged her about it, and then she's like, yeah, I know he's really special, and I'm like, wait, there's more. Are you ready? And then I wasn't expecting this at all. All of a sudden, it's because it said that she's going to guide and protect him like he guided her. Tune in. And then I started to tune into a past life, and you see how she's praying to him, and how she was praying for these children, these sick children. And you see how he answered her prayers and healed these children, and how joy she was. And I'm just like, oh my God. And I started bawling because I just like, oh my God. And I was telling her this, I'm like, I'm crying while I'm telling you this, but it's
so
just
amazing.
Like,
it's so amazing.
The things that happen is, yeah.
It's just, to be involved in that kind of healing and to be able to share that kind of love is amazing. And we, all four of us, do that. That's what we get to do. And we're blessed for that, It's so amazing.
And it's so cool how this special boy is with her in this life, and she's his mom, guiding him and protecting him. But meanwhile, in another life, he was answering her prayers, which, and
just being a
guide.
Yeah,
amazing.
It blows your mind.
Yeah.
I know. It's pretty amazing.
It was.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what are some of the things that you've gone through? Tell us a little bit about your whole, what are some of the obstacles that you've had to overcome? It's interesting. I don't normally ask that, but that's what I'm being guided to ask you. They want you to talk about some of the obstacles that you've overcome, because there are so many obstacles that we go through, all of us. But it brings us out on a different side, kind of like what you're talking about. So is there anything that you can talk about?
That I think that probably the most profound thing that I could share was completely trusting and surrendering. Yeah, sure. Okay, sorry, I'm just hugging my daughter here. So it's because surrendering, as I wasn't planning on being a channel. I wasn't part of my plan, but they gave me a vision dream a couple months ago, or 4 or 5 months ago, and said, you're going to start channeling. And I'm like, okay. And then all of a sudden Metatron came in my head. Oh, you guys, and then I'm like, well, I'm like, you're Metatron? He goes, yeah. I'm like, well, prove it. And then he goes, okay, I'll tell you something you don't know. The 8th color of the rainbow is invisible and can only be seen by using infrared. And I'm just like, what? There's an 8th color of the rainbow? So I Google it, and sure enough, scientists discovered in 2014 an 8th invisible layer. So then I'm like, oh my God, okay, I got some more questions, Metatron. Okay, so when's the ascension? What's going to happen? And I just started asking all these things. And he kept answering the questions, and now he's become this, I've become this strong connection with him. And then with Buddha as well. Ross actually brought that one to my attention, and now Buddha is hilarious, because he's like, he'll just be like, he's just always making jokes when I first talked to him. Like, he's always like, hey Dave, did you see me dancing around in the sun and acting like a buffoon the other day? Or he's like, how are you doing? And he's like, oh, you know, it's a little cold outside. I'm just gonna put on a shirt, I think. How you do? It's just like, obviously he doesn't need a shirt, right? And then so started the channel, and then it's just like, okay, so I'm getting some good information from these guys, and so I said, you know what, I'm just going to surrender and trust. As much as I feel uncomfortable, I'm going to offer some people some free channeling sessions, and then threw it out on Facebook, and then all these sessions, they went really well, and like Spirit was talking, like this one that I did, she was wondering about her twin flame, and then also about like just like certain things and stuff. And then all of a sudden I was asking about some of the other things, and her twin flame just came up and barged in and just like, hey, I got some things to say here. I'm like, what? Who are you? I'm her twin flame. I'm like, okay, what do you got to say? And there's just like this very dominant presence, and just started chatting and telling her a bunch of things. And you know, it's we're observing this and facilitating it. It's we're holding space for this to happen, and it's the same thing in the healing. It's holding space. And but
what's funny, I mean, because if you tell someone who doesn't channel, who doesn't have any idea of how your guides and angels talk to you and how they present themselves to you in the way that your personality is, she's going to disappear and reappear.
The first time?
It's magic.
So they present themselves in your personality. So you realize that you're the goofy one that they're presenting yourself to, because it's the way you like it. They'll be whatever you want them to be. And so you've got all this stuff going on in your head. But if you was to tell someone who doesn't channel, who doesn't speak to spirit, they would lead you to the rubber room.
Yeah, that's it.
Give you this little white jacket and ask you to cross your arms.
Yeah. No,
but because we all channel and we all have been through these processes, it's just amazing. And it's fun.
And then sometimes the information you get too is like, you can't deny that. Like, how would I know that? Or how would somebody else know that? Like, that you can talk to trees and tune into trees, or something, that your gift is, you know, like, just like these things that will present itself. The information, it's not, we can't make it up and be bang on like accurate. It's just, we trust in the source, we trust in spirit, and it comes out because we trust.
Right.
It still comes through. It still comes through our consciousness, and so we're still filters, and so we have to trust it, because we don't know. How shall I say? You don't know what you don't know. And so you have to trust what comes through, while also remembering that you yourself are a filter. And so it's going to come through your consciousness and be filtered through your consciousness. And so it might not be 100% truth, but it's your version of it as it comes through your personal filter. So I might get, go ahead.
You just explain why different spiritual people see things in different ways. And that's why she just explained why it's not wrong, because it resonates with your heart.
Yeah, it's your truth. It is your version of the truth that is filtered through your consciousness. So when I channel, I say, take everything that comes through me with salt, because it's everything. I know that I'm a filter, because every channel is. And so anytime that I listen to any other channels, I recognize that they are also filters. And so I take everything I hear that's channeled with a grain of salt, and I take it to my own truth. This is my gut. What does my intuitive guidance say about this? They may have inadvertently added onto it, without even trying to or meaning to, like subconsciously, their own perspective. And so that sort of, and I might do the same. No one does it on purpose.
Yeah.
So it's really important to just, trust what you get, but know that you're a filter.
Yeah. And
you know what I mean?
Tune into your heart, because your heart knows the truth.
Yeah.
You'll know for sure.
And I think that they wanted you to tell that story, because I was like, why? I don't usually ask people to talk about, but we all go through these hurdles that we have to go through. And it's kind of, it's kind of about coming out on the other side, but it's also about, they want me to talk about how much humor heals, how much humor is, and it's so much fun once you start to open up. It's so much fun to do this stuff. That's why we're all like total nerds and going, oh, we're gonna play today.
Yeah.
It's exciting because number one, you're like, oh, you feel like you're on cloud nine because you're, you know, connecting with this most amazing divine beings there are, you know, and all four of us, you know, all four of us do. We all channel very high angelic beings. And so I don't think people realize you just feel amazing when you do that. And it's not just that, but then when they're funny, it just raises your vibration, just makes you feel great.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It just makes you feel amazing.
Like Merlin is one of my guides and he is hilarious. You wouldn't think of him as being funny, but he's funny. He's always saying, don't put that blue hat on me. I'm not wearing it. Because I always see him in that like Disney hat. He's like, don't put that on my head. I'm not wearing it.
No, that's how I always see him too. Is in that hat.
Oh, he says, no. And then he puts on this, I don't know, it looks like a painter's cap or something. That's what he's going to wear.
That's
People
so funny.
discovered too that Yeshua has a
He has a good sense of humor too. I know that's what
He's amazing. Yeah, we lost her for a second.
Yeah.
He is so funny.
Is really funny.
He's always, since she's frozen up, I'll just talk about mine. Yeah, he'll just be in somebody's energy field and he'll be like, you know, making all these jokes and making them laugh just to kind of, you know, a lot of people think that it's just going to be all this dark, dreary stuff, but it's not. Even the dark, dreary stuff that you need to kind of uncover for me, we get in there and then he makes them start laughing and it helps them just open and release that all up. Like all that stuck yucky energy that's just been stuck in there.
One of my favorite things.
This has happened to her before.
Oh, she's had him a reboot.
Yeah.
She'll keep coming back on. So I just figured I'd.
Yeah, she's like a genie today, popping in, popping out.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But you know, I think tonight, like the theme is probably because we're all on this path and we're all going through change and we're all guides and angels are upgrading us constantly and we're constantly going through all this different change. So it's kind of almost like, you know, talking to each other and sharing our experiences and letting each other know, no, you're not crazy. I just got hit by some energy today. You wouldn't believe. You know, or I woke up and I got this message last night, you know, sharing with each other makes it a lot easier. Here she is.
So cool. Hey.
Hearing act. I'm back now.
Yeah, she's a resident genie tonight.
It's not just it. Wait, how long, Jen, does retrograde last? It lasts a long time, doesn't it?
Okay, it hasn't even started. We're in the shadow period. It starts on the 13th, and I think it lasts for 2 weeks. So if the shadow period is this bad, I can't friggin' wait for the actual retrograde.
Well, I tell you what, my website, like, I don't even know if it's fixed yet, and I didn't have time to really look at it. And I thought, well, whatever, I guess the universe is going to do. Like, people couldn't even schedule on my website the other day, and they couldn't fix it. So everybody, if you want to schedule with me, please just call me or message me, because if you can't figure it out, although one girl did, she was able to. So it's been interesting. But other than that, I mean, for me, it's just been computer issues more. So that, I mean, I can deal with that. It's like, whatever.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's how laid back we are, though. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that we're doing a live and we're popping in and out. It's fun. Not fun for Jennifer.
You know what? It's actually the reoccurring thing on the Hearts, the Change Collective. There's Jennifer's always popping in and popping out. It's kind of like the staple gimmick in a way, you know, like it's like
they probably
every show's got like the characters and the taglines, and Jennifer's is just like freeze.
Yeah, they probably think we're doing it on purpose and we're not.
What's great though was my disappear photo, like when I froze, was hilarious because it was like or something. It was really good. Well, it is 5:55 right.
Woo! Change.
Change. We're all in for it. We're in for a ride now.
Yes,
Okay,
we're
things
definitely.
change for the better, please, please.
Yeah.
I was doing a session the other day with somebody and we helped open her up a lot, and she's got a clear message that said, you don't know what you just did. I went, yeah. Be ready. It's gonna be like
Yeah.
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 Buckle up, buttercup.
buckle up.
So David, you want to talk about when you first began? How did it happen for you? I mean, what brought you to spirituality? I mean, when you were a little pup.
I was late teenager, I guess. I think maybe it was around 17 years old. And I just overheard my mom and sister have this conversation about white light. And I'm like, and then they're saying, oh, it's how it's all around you. And I'm like, what? So I'm like listening in, listening, like, what's this? What are they talking about? And then I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this is true. Like, like my mom and my sister are having this conversation. There must be something to it. And then after that, I started playing with light coming out of my hand and just being curious. Then the next thing you know, I could feel it connecting to angelic realm. And then that's when it started. Like, but 2020 has been like, okay, it's time to like 360s, get with the program, mister. You know, it's it was very clear.
What was your mom and sister's background? How were they coming to spirituality?
They're I think it's just like sort of like a family tree thing of some of them are like genetic, maybe, I'm not sure, but I mean everybody is part of the spirit and everything like that. So I'm like, I guess to this day, like they still do, like my mom is really aware of her energy around her, protecting herself, and I've just decided I've taken it to that whole other level, like you guys, that like maybe not as far and deep, but like I'm maybe about half as you guys are, just that much crazier.
Well, a lot of it.
You're nuts. I will give you that.
Yeah. Well,
No,
when you do connection through meditation and you start traveling through the portals and talking to your angels and actually listening to their advice, because when they give you advice and you do it, they give you more. And once you figure that out, because sometimes they'll tell you to do something, you don't ever do it, so you're just stagnant. And then you finally do it, and they're like, "Okay, you did that. Now here's this. Here's the next thing."
Oh yeah, I'm having a coffee today. I'm just at a drive-through grabbing a coffee. Yeah, I know that's not like optimal to drink coffee for vibration and everything, but I have been improving on other things. So it's sort of like one of my things. And then all of a sudden, Yeshua comes to my head and starts talking to me like how to like dimensionally clear grids, and not just single, like not just the one on Gaia or whatever, but to connect it to all dimensions and clear everything. And then and I'm just drinking a coffee. He's like, okay, you ready? And I'm like, can I finish my coffee? He's like, what, you can't do this and drink your coffee at the same time? I'm like, I'm like, okay, I'll do it. Okay. It's just funny. Well, like you never know when it's going to come, but yeah, you definitely want to listen to it for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
So about the coffee thing, just for anyone who doesn't know, there is that widespread belief that this sort of thing lowers your vibration and that sort of thing raises your vibration. And while generally speaking, that's true. That said, you are in complete control of your vibration. So if you drink coffee and your vibration is kept high because of your own intention and your own ability to keep it high, you drink coffee until the cows come home and it ain't gonna lower anything. So it really depends on how much you allow the energy of other things to affect you versus you affecting it, right?
Yeah.
And either you bless it as it's going down because vibration's high, or you bless it before you put it in you and its vibration is high. But don't worry about, I'm my vibration. If your vibration is high enough, you're going to raise its vibration just by ingesting it, because you intend to not lower your vibration. If you're sensitive to things, like if you know that alcohol makes you emotional and sad, okay, it's lowering your vibration because you're sensitive to it's a wound there, it's kind of tapping into that wound. Okay, that'll lower your vibration. Tip, don't drink it. But if that's not the case, you're fine. Think of it this way. Think of when Yeshua was at the wedding and they were like, hey, can you maybe turn that water into wine? He's like, let's get the started, right? He's not worried about it lowering his vibration. Do you see what I'm saying? So don't worry about all that.
Yeah.
That is some great advice. The advice of the day right there.
Yeah.
I drink tea. I drink tea every morning with some caffeine in it. And I go do amazing sessions with people. So I don't have any problems at all.
Yep.
I just want to say hi to everybody that's on watching us. And if you have any questions, anything you want to ask us, go right ahead and ask us, and we will definitely see what answers we can get for you.
Awesome.
Shanti's watching from Lebanon. Hello.
Lebanon.
Wow. Hi.
And
So
I your
awesome.
name Shanti. Om Shanti. That is God, that's beautiful.
Uh-huh.
Hi, Lori. Nancy, you said hi. Jessica. We got loads of people.
Yeah.
Yay.
Hi, everybody.
If you guys have questions or comments, like, put them in the chat.
Yeah. Join us. Join the chat.
Yes.
Join the party.
Yeah. Join
As
the
Yeshua
party.
said, let's get the party started, right?
So are you guys cool if, because everybody always likes like some spiritual healing. I was wondering if you'd be cool if I sent out like this new like thing that I've been doing, like when I'm working with the grid or whatever. Like it's might
do
assist.
that if you want.
So the first one, it's very similar like when we made the God armor. It's what we do is we send out the frequency of the God tablet, and that will clear any attachments, anything that's dark. It will just be gone. And then what we do is we send in waves of energy right behind that. So it's like a big wave. So it's like the God tablet comes in, clears the attachments, and then like there's like the blue ray that comes in, and like a wave of that like kind of opens up the trauma to clear the trauma. And then the magnetic light comes right behind that wave to suck up the trauma. And then unity, Christ consciousness light comes in right behind that wave. So it's like this waves of energy is going to be sending. It's really cool. And I just need, can you please put that upstairs? It's a little too loud. Thanks. Sorry, the kids are playing with their toys.
That's okay. We all know about kids.
So I'm gonna get ready here. So anybody who wants to receive this, you just have to say in your mind, yes, I want to receive this healing that's going to come through here, and you will receive it. Okay. There's also some codes in here for all those watching. You might be feeling some dense energy leaving out of your root chakra. That's natural. That's what's supposed to happen. And then golden rainbow lights coming back in to fill that. And then just a general balance of chakras for all those that need it. Okay. And then just enjoy that, I guess. That should be They should feel that. That'd be a good one, I think.
That felt really good. Thank you, David.
You're
It
welcome.
did. Thank you. Want me to tell you what I experienced?
Sure.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So cool. Since I can see past lives, I saw one of my own past lives, which I haven't really seen before. I saw myself drowning in the
Oh,
ocean.
wow.
And they took me, and actually that's why I coughed, because I was trying to get over it. So it took me through, and it wasn't scary or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I can see that stuff, so I'm kind of used to it. But they took me and kind of helped heal me from that. I didn't even know that life existed. I knew I'd drown sometime. I just didn't know when. So thank you, because you just helped me clear that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
No, that's
Yeah.
great.
I felt like I felt lots of energy around the head and the heart, and then just before you said root chakra, it went whoosh and just released right in the root, and then it went down to Gaia and hooked, and so then it started expanding. So that's how I felt it. You know?
Perfect.
I felt warmth in my solar plexus.
Yeah.
We have a question from Shauna. She says, "Could you please tell me when you talk about Sophia, whoa, hold on, your question just popped up. There we go. I read that she's twin flame. Is he Archangel Michael? I can feel that if nobody else can. You guys want to feel that?
Go ahead.
I can feel it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Sophia is Archangel Michael's twin. You could also refer to Sophia on the whole. Sophia is also a reference to the divine feminine. So if you were to look up the Pistis Sophia, which is an ancient document, and read about that, it's sort of like the feminine aspect of the divine creator. And so, yes, there's an energy that is, I have to double check that it is Michael's twin. I think that's accurate. But so there is how shall I say, an individualized aspect of the divine feminine that would be Michael's twin. But there's also the divine feminine aspect, the goddess aspect of the creative source is also referred to.
Oh, that was getting really good there.
Oh.
You can see that look in her eyes. So look at that determination. Like you don't even you don't even have to like hear the rest of it. You can just feel it now.
Yeah.
The energy is just coming through. Transmission accepted.
Well, I can ask. There's a question that someone asked you, Dave. Nancy said, "What new energetic frequencies are you creating for Earth? You will find them extremely helpful."
You go to your bed right now, okay? Sorry. I'm a poo-poo diarrhea. Okay. Well, my son says that. So.
Oh.
Okay. So I guess can you rephrase the question there? What new energy is creating for the Earth? Is that what you said?
What new energetic frequencies are you creating for the Earth? Hearing she will find them extremely helpful.
That's very interesting. So in the grids right now, it's a clearing. It's clearing for the collective, clearing for the individuals. So it's very similar to what I just did, but just on a bigger scale, and just trying to push the dense energy, because the more that we can push out, the more light we can bring in. The ascension happens faster. The more light that will come through the solar sun, the more light everybody's gonna get, and it's just sort of like what's happening right now. There's golden light all around the planet, and if you tune in, that's all around us. The energies are getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So more and more people are waking up, and it's about just pushing away the dense energies and then helping clear the trauma, because not everybody knows how to do shadow work, and so
it's like transmuting the energy into light. Bringing letting the density go.
David,
You're
how
back,
I'm seeing
Jenny.
I was right in the middle of
You were determined to say something.
What did I say? What was the last thing I said? Or did I go through that whole description of who the divine Sophia is?
You were in the middle of it. You were in the middle.
About halfway.
Right, you were at the point where about her being Michael's, it could be the twin flame, and then you said something right after that, and then it was done.
Like the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay. So the divine feminine Pistis Sophia. So the Pistis Sophia, though there is a divine feminine aspect to Archangel Michael, and I think it's Sophia. I was just going to Google it because I thought, well, I got nothing else to do. I'm not on Zoom right now. But I came back before I could do it. But there's also just the divine feminine aspect of the creative source is also referred to as the divine Sophia. So it's the divine goddess aspect. So if you look up the ancient Gnostic text, the Pistis Sophia, that's a really good reference to learn creative feminine aspect of the divine source. So that's really what Sophia is in the larger scale, but Archangel Michael, possibly Sophia. Don't quote me on
Okay,
Yeah.
I did
that.
not know that one.
Get picked up.
Yeah.
I did not know that one.
Yeah.
Oh, David, I was gonna say, I'm seeing that what they're showing me is that when you're doing a lot of this work, you're taking this white light and just kind of almost dissolving anything of the dark, any of the dark or lower energy. It's like that's what they show me. Is that how you see it when you do your work?
Yeah, there's there's also like, there's darkness that wants to get transmuted to go to the light, and there's lost souls that want, like, so they sort of just jump into this magnetic light and get beamed up to source and get transmuted too. But there's also just like the trauma of everybody that gets transmuted. Yeah, definitely see big darkness getting removed for sure. So
Yeah.
So there's a lot of big pockets right now in Earth,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's a lot of Earth work. So I'm doing a lot of similar stuff as you when I do this work, and I'm seeing a lot of pockets getting really unearthed right now, and it's going to get more prevalent soon. So we're going to have more work to do. We're going to have big. That's why I had to quit my job. There's lots of stuff coming in, and I had to quit my Muggle job, but because there's stuff coming in that we need to help.
Yeah, I'm even learning like how, so Earth is actually like the next planet to ascend basically, and as it's ascending, it's pulling up lower dimensional energies and pulling an ascension below. So it's like a ripple effect. So I've just learned actually today in my lesson was there's to clear even the lower dimensions, because it's going to assist not only the Earth but the whole ascension. Is it?
Yeah. What happens to
happening.
us happens to the galactic. It all filters up.
And vice versa. We're mirrors
Yes.
of them, and they're mirrors for us. So
Yes.
if it's going not so crazy up there, it's not so here too.
Exactly. Exactly.
And it's so funny. It's like we're all doing it. Like it's not just like us here that's doing it. Just the other day, the sun rays were just shooting. The sun was about at least 6 or 7 times the rays were bigger than I've ever seen in my life. It was taking up like half the sky. I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I start tuning in, and then I could see these like ascended masters just throwing these rainbows and golden rays out. I'm just like, what? So I took some pictures, but and in the pictures you can kind of see like a head and everything like that. But I couldn't believe it. So they're sending in more light. We're sending light. Like it's this whole thing about bringing in light right now for this ascension. It's so fun. And one of the coolest messages that I got just the other day was that you can use this energy, bring it, breathe it in, integrate it. It's part of the ascension, but also you can use it to manifest what you want. So you can move it out. Like if you're getting like hit by a lot of energy, you can bring it in, you can send it through Gaia, anchor it in, because that's really important, integrate it, anchor it in. But also you can move it out to create the world that you want to create, and it helps alleviate some of the energy, because the energy is about to get really intense. Like we're in for a roller coaster ride of energy.
Yeah, for sure.
Mid-October.
Nuts, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a good piece
Onto
of
your body
information.
socks. And stay positive, because they're telling me definitely stay positive, because you can get sucked into that even more so. It's been so easy to get, like, if you let yourself get pissed about something or mad, and you're just like, or frustrated, especially me with like technological stuff sometimes. sometimes I get really frustrated. I got to stop doing that because, and then you kind of go into this hole of getting irritated. My husband will make me sit down. He knows me too well, and he'll be like, all right, we're watching a funny movie. Okay. Get it.
Yeah.
Guess what? That helps. I get out of my phone, you know,
I think if anybody should be frustrated with technology, should be Jennifer.
I'm trying to stay peaceful. I'm also looking.
You were doing a great job. I have to
Yes.
give you a round of applause on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to take it with a sense of humor.
Yes.
I got the same thing though, Kathy. I was actually going to do a separate post about it, but screw it, I'm on here, so maybe.
Yeah.
But I got the same thing where because Mars is retrograde and Mercury is retrograde, that means there's going to be miscommunication. I guarantee you we're not going to know who wins the election the day after the election. We're just not. So prepare for that, and prepare for the two sides to fight. Then is who won, and don't get emotionally involved. The best,
Do you remember?
Best bet. Huh?
Do you remember the last election, how everybody was? How
Yes.
either you were very, very happy or you were so sad you didn't know what to do with yourself.
Yes, because
It's
the
the same
energies
thing.
the energies are so ripe for civil unrest and anger and the division. The last thing as light workers we should be doing is adding to that and participating in it. So just go in knowing that it's A, going to be nuts, and B, we're not going to know who won. So sit back with popcorn and don't emotionally respond. Our job is to be at peace and hold space, not to add to the manifestation of the nutso crazy energy.
Right. And just remember that, remember that the groups that are separated right now, all they're doing is manifesting what each side is feeling. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So and so when it's all said and done and it's over with, we try not to be in it, be above it and observe it.
Yes.
And help with every way that you can, do something positive, send out white light, send out love, whatever you can do to help heal, because whoever loses, the other side's going to be hurting. So you just have to prepare for that.
Yep. And I would say too that what we're going to be witnessing is two things: projection of people's own inner anger and frustration being projected out to the opposing side, because any emotion, any triggers that we experience, even if they're political, it's still all about what's really going on inside you. Mm-hmm. So we're going to be watching they'll say it's about politics, they'll say it's a politician, but any trigger and any issue is really about something else, something deeper, something subconscious. So we're going to watch a lot of this stuff kind of get out of people's systems because they haven't had the chance to process it yet. So our job is to hold peaceful, emotionally react, just be, and try to be peace, and try to be comfort, and try to be balance. Be balance. So now y'all
just a heads up there for us all.
Yeah.
All light workers.
Yeah,
it's showing me a whole bunch of us light workers as little Buddhas sitting all over, trying to just kind of keep the peace, kind of keep the calm, and then send that love and beauty out. And that's what we're here for. We're already trained up. So all of us light workers are here going, all right, even if we're newer at it, whatever, doesn't matter. The light workers are ready, and we're ready to help out our fellow man.
And even the ones that are upset and throwing the tantrums because things didn't go their way, they're eventually going to look for help. Just like your children, when they throw a tantrum and they're done, they always come and sit on your lap afterwards. So just be there with open arms.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't hold any grudges.
Yeah, try to live from your heart as much as possible, and then be out in nature as much as possible, especially with these energies coming in. Grounding, being out in nature is very important.
So Shanti said, are we going back to Atlantic?
Oh, Atlantis.
I'm thinking she meant Atlantis.
Yeah. My perspective is we are playing out, how should I say? My feeling is that we are being given an opportunity to not allow Atlantis to fall. So we're like Atlantis 2.0, but way less cool, in my humble opinion. But we're not going to allow it to get taken over by those who, and you can decide who you think this side is. It really doesn't matter. But we're not going to allow Atlantis to be taken over by those energies and entities and people and beings that would that are service to self and are going to take us down with them. We're not going to allow that to happen this time. The light has already won. We have to play it out in the physical. So yes, this is Atlantis, but think of this as Atlantis rising as opposed to Atlantis falling. I hope that makes sense. So that's what the new Earth is going to be. Is the new Earth is going to be sort of the Atlantis that rose and the Lemuria that rose, because both Atlantis and Lemuria kind of went. Pfft. So now it's like you've got Atlantis and Lemuria have risen and are going. So you've got the divine Atlantis that's going to be
the feminine
and the feminine of spiritual and emotional and connected with nature, and we're going to marry the two. Now, granted, it's going to take a long time for all of this to unfold. So don't think that like, woo, we're all going to be just like, in our med beds and no, that's not, it's going to take a long time. But that's okay because
we're going there. We're going there.
Yeah, but what will happen for sure is people who lead from their hearts will manifest faster. There'll be more abundance, and others will want that abundance, and will be like watching, like, how is that person so happy? How is that person provided for in all ways? Like, how is it? And they'll start asking questions, and they'll be like, you know what? I want to be like that person who leads from their heart, who's happy, who lives in joy. And it's gonna catch on and be contagious, and it's like and the energy is gonna be so abundant in there. As soon as people surrender and accept, like their lives will be transformed.
Yeah. And I do feel like we're gonna see a lot over time. We're gonna see new technologies. Even Cryon talks about how there already is. It just needs to be mass produced magnetic engines, like with perpetual batteries that don't need recharging. And so we are going to see these awesome technologies and that allow us to, how shall I say, not rely on unsustainable energy sources that are not, for the highest and best good of all to continue to be used. And healing, I think we're going to see new technologies and healing coming out, and things that have been repressed and hidden because they don't make money for big pharma and the three-letter health organizations that really are in the pockets of big pharma that make money. And so we're gonna shift towards service to others instead of service to self. And so I think it's just going to take time, but we'll get there. But we're going to see a lot, and like you were talking about, David, with the people that are still operating within the 3D paradigm. When we get to 5D, it's not going to be like the 5D people just left the planet and here are the 3D. It's not going to work that way. We're going to interact with each other. It's a consciousness shift. So the people that are in 5D are going to be like, I'm happy, I'm at peace, things are going well, and the people who are in 3D are going to be in fear, in lack, in confusion. And so our job is to be guides to help them guide them through and to, with patience and compassion, to the 5D consciousness as they get there. I'll shut up
when they're ready.
It's like we're going to grab their hand and go, come on, I'm going to take you. I'm going to show you. Come on. That's what we're here for. And we're going, come on, I'm going to show you. I'm going to let you see through this veil that you've been blocked behind. And after you move through this veil, you're going to go, holy crap, I didn't realize that was happening. A lot of times, and they're really guiding me to say, right now we're getting information like most people are on, okay, it's time for change in your life. And this is what I just went through. It's time to now, number one, quit your job. I was only down to part-time, but quit your job now. Do it. Do it, do it, do it. So I'm not the only one. There's a lot of us. And when you're getting that information, it's time to really start listening and stop ignoring it, is what I've been told. I actually channeled a little message, last week. It's the time now. It's time. That's the time now, period. So I can't say it enough. It's time to make those changes. It's time to make the leap that you've been wanting to do. It's time to change your life and stop living a life that is not for you anymore. We can't move into these newer energies living in those old ways that are more oppressive. So we have to lift that weight off of us to be able to move forward. And like David said, when you move into that new space, it's going to bring all the abundance. It's going to bring more abundance than you could dream of. So when you move into that and quit living in the fear, I gave my fear, a tree took my fear for me. That was so cool. So I went up to the tree and it like sucked the fear out of my heart of doing this, going, oh God, I can't do this. I'm never going to be able to make my bills, whatever. No. And I just walked up to the tree and it took it and it like sucked it out of my heart and it just brought it back in. And then I of course gave the tree healing too. And then I just turned around, Bonnie was there, and I just turned around and go, yep, it's okay. I'm good now. Like,
Yeah.
Years and years.
So every time you go for a walk, you like walk by that tree. So you want to take anything else out?
I made sure to give it some amazing healing back. Yeah. Make sure that when, whatever it is you need to do, how you need to do it, just figure it out. Do some meditation, ask your guides, ask for guidance. And of course, I always ask a couple other people, make sure I'm on the up and up. But yeah, I always do that. But, take that leap. I just wanted to say that because it's really important right now to not get stuck in those old ways. Because, I think in the place that I saw a lot of people being unhappy for an extreme amount of time. And I went, you know what? I don't want to live my life. How do you want to live your life? So do you want to live your life oppressed, or do you want to live your life doing what it is you were put here to do? So that's a little bit of that's from me to you.
And that was the exact questions that my guides asked me when I walked out of my job, my earth job.
Yeah.
Earth job.
I call it the muggle job. And not that it was horrible or anything like that, but it's time, like for me personally, it's time for me to do this for all the time and nothing else, and to put my whole heart into it, and soul. And David, you're doing the same thing. Bonnie, you're doing the same thing. Jen, I know you're on your path to doing it too.
It's coming. And what's is I know so much of what I'm supposed to do. Like I've been told years ago, you're going to be doing all of this stuff. And I'm like, just, waiting for it to unfold, because you can't make it happen. You can't force it. You can't push it. So I'm just allowing it to unfold. But any time now. But I do feel like it's soon. I feel like it's soon.
Yes, it's coming. It's coming. And I see you just like breaking off and just going on your merry little way. And they're showing me you like in the Wizard of Oz going down like, woohoo, just like me. You know what I mean? It's all time for us to all break loose and do what we're supposed to be doing here.
Yeah. And run, Toto, run!
Don't look back. Don't look back. You'll turn into a pillar of salt. Don't look back.
Get smushed by a house, one of the two.
Oh, and and Lori said, thank you. She said, so glad I finally quit. And she said, and don't wait until they make you sick before making that change. That's what'll happen. So eventually, if you don't keep listening, as a matter of fact, I know that was why I was ill for a long time. It was from stress and stuff like that. And so that's what'll happen to you if you keep staying in a situation. It's like holding on for dear life, going, no, I don't know what to do. And you just go, and then you end up sick. You end up, whatever happens, the universe will push you out one way or another. But it's up to us to listen. It's up to us to listen.
You can either go easy and just float on out, or you can be shoved out. Which way is it?
Bonnie with the tough love from source coming down. Yeah, they're gonna get with the light. You're out of here.
I know. Well, that's what happened to me. I kept hanging on, and I had to have a foot surgery, and I was shoved right out of there. And then I tried to go back because I was still afraid. And one day I was there and my guide said to me, do you want to be treated this way? Do you want to live this way? Look around you. And I went, no. And I left.
Yeah.
Fear is an emotion that I feel a lot of people carry in their hearts, literally, and it's an emotion that doesn't serve. So whatever you are afraid of, change it. Like, and how do I do that? It's the same way that you would change your jeans if they get dirty. You know, it's just, you're not going to wear dirty jeans you'd be spilt on, right? You gotta flip the emotions from fear to love, from hate to love, from everything. Just flip them around and embody the love. It's the best thing, because the fear stays in your cells, it stays in your energy, and it makes you sick. Like, this just doesn't serve. I got rid of my TV. Like, I haven't watched television in like well over a half year. Like Netflix, I'll watch some movies or whatever, but not the news. Actually, when I see the news on my phone, I quickly swipe it away. I don't need it. It's just too negative, and it's fear-based. Does not serve. That's one of the things why people get sick, is because they're consuming too much fear. If you want a healthy lifestyle, healthy energy, stop watching the news. You know, go out and hug a tree. Go out and for a walk. You know, like look at the animals. Feel happy. Like that's how you should be feeling. Don't let the news dictate your feelings. Like, it's
Exactly.
That's when you're no longer in control of your emotions, because you're allowing yourself to be affected. That's a choice you've made. You've allowed yourself to be affected. But I vote don't even go there. But I will say, and Bonnie, I'll quickly pass this off to you in just a hot second. I do believe fear serves a purpose, and I think that's why we have it. I think it serves two things. One, you don't walk off a cliff and kill yourself and then have to immediately reincarnate. It helps, fear of death. I think that's a good that's a good fear, so that you live long enough to experience all the things that we need to experience. But it also provides really good contrast, because it allows you to recognize the love when you see it. It allows you to recognize its positive opposite, and it allows you to go, okay, I see I'm in fear, so I have to then learn to shift to love, because fear really is a shade of love. Just like hate is a shade of love. Like, everything really in truth is all God and all source, and God and source is all love. And so the opposite of it is an illusion. It's all shades of love. God's playing all the roles. So God is also the fear. So it really does serve a beautiful, beautiful purpose for contrast, or I should say the illusion of contrast within this illusory realm where there's supposed to be that duality. And so I embrace fear, because I love the purpose that it's intended to serve within this dualistic realm.
That is really well said, Jen.
Yeah, definitely well said. I
I
have to keep hitting the mute button, because every time we do a live, my neighbor guy must have radar, because he starts mowing his lawn and he keeps coming right up to the porch. And so I accidentally hit the picture the first time. That's what I was doing. And then I keep, hitting that mute every time he comes up. But anyways, well said, Jennifer. That was beautiful.
Back to you, Bonnie. What were you saying?
Yeah.
Bonnie,
Yeah.
did you have anything you wanted to say other than that? I was going to say I could read a couple more. Did you have something you wanted to say?
I just say that she's definitely right about what she's saying, because it is all love, and it's just going through different filters. And I actually love the lawnmower guy, even though he's annoying me at the moment.
You got the lawnmower guy, I got the kids. It's all equal.
I've actually been
Anyway.
pretty quiet today. I don't know. There's not much going on here. That's okay.
Anyways, it is, and like a really wise woman that I was talking to the other day, David knows her. She said that all energy is love, and even the dark energy is just ancient energy. It's all love, and I like the way she put that.
That's why we can transmute it.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's just ancient information. It's just what she said to me made a lot of sense. She said that it's dark before the light. And all we do is transmute it. We mix it and make it balanced.
We can transmute it
I
because
find that amazing, find that beautiful.
yeah, we can transmute it like you were saying, like you were both saying, because it is God. God's playing all the roles. Everything
Very
is
true.
God's force energy.
Very true. And everything balances out. Like, like I do a lot of past life stuff, and a lot of people will be like, some things seems really horrible that they went through. And I'm like, but you played the roles and you went back and forth, and like, you probably did something just as bad to them, but so it's evened up, it's like you even the ante now, like most of the time, and so I don't think people realize that we're all playing, and we all play bad roles. We all play good roles, and it is all part of the same thing. Exactly what Jen was talking about.
So all I was really getting at though was like what I see is negative emotions inside of people as like when they're sick or they got like a tumor, like it's like a negative emotion, whether it's fear, hate, anger, and it's just, so I'm just saying I appreciate the shadow aspect and appreciating fear for the purpose it serves, but it's not healthy to hold on to because it creates disease.
Yeah.
In the body.
And then it festers and festers and gets worse and worse. Yeah.
And that's just a symptom that you've held on to something that no longer serves your highest and best good. You haven't learned to choose the love, because the whole point of the creative source creating the duality was to choose the love and to recognize that that's what really everything is, and to no longer be in resistance to the negative, the lower vibrational, non-preferred aspects. And for me, an integration of it is sort of an acceptance of it. That's when you can integrate it and heal it, because you've stopped resisting it, and you've through that allowance and that acceptance of it, there becomes a release of it, and that release is almost more like a transmutation, where it shifts from the lower vibrational to the higher vibrational, because again, it's all God energy. It's just changing to one that is now more conducive to who that person really is, which is an incarnation of the creative source, which is love.
Yeah, and we all have shadows. So I mean, it's like that's the whole thing. Like I've had some really weird past lives that I've had to release, and there are aspects of myself that I when it first started happening, I'm like, really, I would do that, and then it's I mean, you have to accept it. Like we've played the dark roles, we played the light roles, and it's part of our duality. But we're in the ascension right now, and the ascension is about releasing this negative emotions and past lives and doing that shadow work. But that acceptance, like and that compassion and that love. You know what? I love everybody's darkest parts, because I have those dark parts too.
David, think about this. You are now, because you're all connected to all your aspects, even your dark. So now you right now are acting as a guide, because you're already in the light. So now you're helping them get to the light.
I literally, today was the first time I dived down in the lower dimensions to help out my lower, darker aspects and other dimensions. And I've just been called to do it. Now it's like, you got to help out. You got to help out below too. This is, hey, we're all helping you out up here. You start doing your work too, right? Like,
yeah, that's true. Because the lower aspects just have a greater degree of forgetfulness, of forgetting that they are an aspect of God and that they are love. They're just in a greater degree of forgetfulness, of that amnesia. And so when you can look at yourself as you now, as well as your more shadow aspects, and say, I love you. You're me. I love you, and you make me who I am, and you're God, and I love you. And it just that alone will make them kind of turn into light, because you've just recognized who and what they really are, and who and what you really are. I'm gonna shut up now.
Yeah, no, that's really good.
So I'm gonna shut. But I
Gotta
haven't
keep
got-
talking till the lawnmower guy gets done.
Yeah.
I can read off what Lori, David, were you going to say something?
I was just gonna say, I was doing some grid work the other day, so this obviously must be important. And I seen the darkest ancient ones leave the planet. They were going through another dimension, and then Source told me to hold space for them and just make as this clearing was going on, just to make sure they're protected to leave. They were going to like another 3D matrix kind of dimension, and then this. Maybe I won't get into it, but there's a Queen of Darkness, and anyways, she was just leaving too. So like, and then right after that, everybody started feeling like these super high energies coming in, but anyway, so that's kind of cool. So I don't know if anybody wanted to know that,
Awesome.
but
that's sort of what is how shall I say? That's sort of what's going on. Yes, now, but also in the next few months. And so you kind of got like a snapshot of something that's taking a longer period of time than the brief period that you were given or shown. It's taking some time, but yes, that is one of the things that is happening. The negative divine feminine. I hate to say negative. The service to self. Feminine aspect is what you could refer to as the Luciferian aspect,
yeah,
because Lucifer is sort of not feminine in female, but feminine in the way it operates. I'll say that.
but
yeah.
I mean, and as they were leaving, just appreciate it. It's like, thanks for all your lessons. Like this has been like 20 how many thousand years of lessons and experiences and different roles we got to play. Like how amazing, right? Like,
Yeah, and they're not like, because we're still going to have the duality. So the negative aspects aren't going, and there's going to be nothing but love and light.
yeah,
but they're not going to be in control anymore.
yeah.
That's really the big key. They're not going to be able to influence us the way they've been allowed to influence us in the past. So
Yeah.
And they played their roles just exactly as they agreed to, and exactly as we agreed for them to play them. So
Yeah.
everything's unfolding as it should. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's been an adventure, right? What else are we gonna do for eternity?
Right?
Right? We got lots to do.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, we still have the rest of the world that's gotta awaken and
Yes.
Oh yeah.
process. And,
Yeah.
lots and lots to do.
Yeah.
There's a lot of awakening going to happen up right now, coming up too. I mean, people have been, but it's going to be, they're just showing me eyes opening.
I'm seeing that too.
Yeah.
Especially the next couple of years. I'm seeing like an enormous awakening over the next couple of years.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Kathy, you were going to read questions or comments or.
Oh yeah. Lori said, and this was on the job thing. She said, I was shoved out. I was a bit stubborn, had to schedule nasal surgery and tube put in my ear before I quit. Wendy says, I have a job that's made me sick. Jen helped me to get through it. I've been off to do the virus. Due to that, enjoying the rest. Nancy said, learn to create within total and complete unconditional love for self from that sovereign space, all is possible.
Yeah.
Jason Gordon said, Shades of Love is a great song title. Shanna said, I finally understand that. Nancy said, bravo, guys. Jacqueline says, I was wondering if anyone knows how I can rid my space of entities that come on to me. It's gotten less, but still bothers me.
Yes, we can all help you with that.
Yep.
Yes.
And Chris Wolf said, loaded question. Jacqueline said, you think, and Chris said, mentioned about what do we do forever? Oh, I think that was about us talking about
What do we do for what?
What we're going to do for the rest of our,
Oh
eternity.
yeah.
I'm guessing that's the rest of eternity.
Oh.
I got some stuff to do. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, we all got stuff to do.
A little bit.
Yeah.
That's for
Oh.
sure. Hey, I was
So-
wondering if
Mhm.
anybody wanted some I know whether you believe or you don't believe of coronavirus or virus or like a germ mutation or an animal fat that's affecting organ breakdowns, whatever your belief is. I got some codes that I have been given a lot of permission to share that I can send that would either prevent anybody from getting it, or it would, if they did get it, they would be very mild. If you wanted, I could go over it and share it, make it like
Sure.
a feature.
Why not?
I got it written down in my little.
Okay, too. Be very careful of the choice of words.
Words that you use.
Because censorship is on right now.
Oh,
and
right.
so we have to choose our words very carefully.
Okay, I got you. So just gotta find it in my book of knowledge. I know we
So
all
is
got
this
one of
your
those,
own
right?
channeled book of knowledge?
Most of it is the codes is actually comes from Angie LaRue's Mystery School. She's channels like a 12th dimensional Palladian being who has these codums. And I'm not allowed to give any of these secrets away, except for I'm allowed to do the corona one or the COVID-19, and the other one's a COVID-19 mutation for any mutations. So I'm just going to go ahead and say them. 537-354, 537-354, 537-354, 727-311, 727-311, 727-311, 727-311, 727-311, 727-311, 727-311. Activate, enhance, amplify, expand. So you guys might have felt like a shield kind of go over your face or something like that, like an astronaut helmet. That's what I felt when I first did the codes, but it's very...
Yeah, I just sent it to the grid to send it out to the masses.
Yeah,
good
I'm
job.
already protected, but yeah, I did the same thing. Just passed it
Just,
along.
immediately, that's what my guide said, do that. So I
That's
did.
what my guide said to do too.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. Good job.
Mhm.
I sent it out
Awesome.
in the airborne.
So we
I
went
can't
down.
believe I've done
you
all
went
this
up.
grid work and I never thought of that. Never thought of that.
Awesome. Pretty darn
Actually,
cool.
it's like cool because I see it into the air particles. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Hi, Michelle. I used the table today.
Ew.
Yay.
So cool.
Yeah.
Things falling into place. And things will fall into place more and more for everybody that are doing this work to help others. Sophie said she felt a tingle on her head.
Cool.
Hello, Tara. And Tara's coming on.
Yep.
So, David, do you want to talk
I've
about
made my
some of-
kids.
What's
I've
that?
made my kids do that. Like, it's just like a little extra, just to. All right, say these codes, and there's my little daughter. 507. Just can't say it, but it's so cute.
Oh my gosh, it's so
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
Aw.
David, did you want to talk about some of the stuff that you're doing?
Well, for fun. So I'm living in my kid heart now. I made a promise to my inner child that we would have a lot of fun and adventures, and I start listening to him. And so he's excited. We've kind of merged our hearts together, and I'm living in that space. So just for fun, I'm starting a Purple Lightning Healing Center with my friend who we're doing like a music project with. He's got a big studio, and we're gonna create some of the space into a healing space. There's that. There's a cell phone app called Divine Ray, which was it should be ready within a week or two at the most. We're beta testing right now, working out a couple of little communication things between the app and the website, and once those are ironed out, it's ready to go. It's going to be very soon. I'm really excited for that one. It's been about over half a year in the making, and it'll be a place, it'll be like TikTok but for spirituality, and people will be able to tune in their divine wisdom it was presented to me in a vision dream, actually 3 dreams one night, and then while I was awake before I could channel, they were talking to me how great this is going to be. I'm like, I'm not even dreaming, and you're still talking to me about this. So I'm like, okay, all right, I'll do it. And so I'm so excited for that because it's really close. And then I have a music project going on with it's called the 5D Crew, and it's with a producer here in Winnipeg at Studio 11, and we are putting in codes into music, kind of like people put codes into their art, and it will help with ascension energies, activations, and you can even dance to it if you want.
Amazing.
So there's an album coming out in a few weeks. For that, so.
If you
What
shoot
about-
it to us, we'll post it on the hearts.
And
Hey,
about the new earth that we are both involved in.
Yes, that's really exciting. It's coming a long way. Like for it just starting now, like we've been having these workshops, the New Earth Ascending Consciousness, and we're Unity hosts, and we're running Unity circles to help bring in light into everybody's lives who are waking up and wanting to share their gifts. And we're sharing our gifts, and it's a big place to share light and love and learn and have a good time, play as we call it. We like to play and check out things, and it's really fun. It's like it's a great space for everybody to learn more about themselves and tune in.
I was just thinking when you were talking about your music that you should come to Artist Alley and do that, the new program that they're doing for the artists. You should do that with your music.
Oh, that'd be cool. That's a good idea.
Yeah, we'll have to ask Robin about it. But yeah, we're doing we're focusing on also artists and how they project their energy and their codes and how they put it into it. And we're also doing a big thing on light language, so it's lots of fun. And and Kathy's gonna do something on there too. What you're doing?
Yeah, I think we're gonna do. We were talking about it. We're gonna do the ghost stuff for Halloween before Halloween.
It's Halloween.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
so we're gonna talk about ghost stories and how to clear energies.
Yeah.
How to clear
Very
energy.
cool.
Waiting for what Jennifer wants to do. We've already invited her.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun playing in the new world. So that's what we're all involved in, really.
It really is.
In one way or another, yeah.
We're just big kids. We're just big kids playing. Yeah.
And it's so much fun.
It's so fun. I know. It's great.
Yeah. So David,
It's
where
so
can they
much
find
more
you
fun
at?
than any day job I ever did.
So where can they find you at? Do you have a website? Do you have a page?
You're gonna have to go to the New Earth Ascending Consciousness.
Find
Find me
you
on
there.
Facebook. Yeah, I'm just just come and play and you'll find me on Facebook. That's about it. I'm just a big kid playing around. So.
Or message you personally on Facebook.
Yeah, it's so fun. I gotta say, going back to the beginning, was it March or was it February, March, at the Higher Self Expo?
What's about March?
Was it March?
No, it's February.
May.
Oh, it's
May.
May.
It's May?
Yeah.
Oh man, it just feels like it was like so long ago. It was only May. You kidding?
It's May.
We've been through all kinds of changes since then.
How's that even possible?
I don't know. It was just
like
May.
January. But like you all three were like heroes of mine, and it's amazing to be sharing this space with you in the New Earth at this time. I'm grateful. Thank you.
We're
Thank
grateful
you
to
so
have
much.
you. From our hearts to yours.
Yes. Yes.
Namaste.
Namaste. All right. Well, I think we're gonna boot off. Oh, I think we did have oh, Sophie Angel to Angels asked, do you have one for the inner child? I know, David, you have covered healing in this area on your page for free, which I am grateful for.
Like, do I have a code for the inner child?
I think that's what she's talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you said you're not supposed
I
to give a lot.
I can do something here. Like, hold on. All right, whoever wants the inner child. Okay. If you give me permission to take you up to the angelic realm, I'll connect your heart with your inner child's heart. Okay, we'll go up. We'll go up as one consciousness, go up as one consciousness to the angelic realm, up, 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 up. Fly through the portal of light, fly through the portal of light, fly through the portal of light, and come in to the light of God, come into the light of God, into the light of God. Okay, we're going to turn everybody into their inner child. Bring out that heart energy of their inner child to their source and to their higher self. Going higher. Connecting heart energy to source. And we're going to set the intention that your inner child's heart energy is going to connect with your heart energy. And turn you back to yourself. It is done. Then we'll come back floating back from a cloud. And when you're ready, you'll see yourself go into your body. And you can open your eyes when you're ready. That's like the quickest version I can do it. But now it's just whenever I go up in those higher realms, you just start buzzing. I'm sure you guys get the same thing.
Yes.
We get stoned.
Yeah.
You get high that way. High on energy.
Yeah.
So everyone is connected to their inner child. So listen to your inner child and do some healing work and have some fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Let your child have a voice and have fun.
absolutely. It's as much as you can do things to help and assist, you still have to make the effort.
Yeah.
Give your child a great big hug and tell your inner child how much you love it. Tell your inner child anything that you felt like you always needed to hear from others.
Yeah. That you're gonna be their protector. You're gonna be, you'll be their guidance, and you're gonna always be there for them.
Yes.
And let them teach you how to play again, because a lot of us have forgotten how to play. That's how you open up your intuition, is tapping into that inner child. That is the main way. And it's funny because I've noticed how I was using my abilities when I was a kid, and it's coming back to me now. And it's when I'm doing sessions with other people that it's kind of coming back to me on things that I did as a child. And I'm like, oh, I was totally in those realms back then, but I didn't realize it. I just thought it was just playing, and
Yeah.
so I think people don't realize that they have to learn how to do that again and open up and drop all that grown up crap.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to be a grown up.
No. Have fun.
Honestly, it's way funner playing all the time.
Yes, it is. That's why we do this, because this is playtime.
This is playtime. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Is it time to say goodbye?
Yep. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. We had an amazing time. Thank you, David.
Giving you all love.
Thanks for having me, guys. It was so fun. I'm finally not the guy commenting.
Oh, you're welcome to always come back.
Oh, I'm going to be. I'll be back.
Doors are open.
I think we should do, and hopefully it's okay to stay online, but I think we should do like the ascending community and all of us together and do it.
Yes.
Oh,
let's
that'd be cool.
Bring Robin on and see if we can get our other Jesse to come. We'll see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
That would
that'd
be
be kind of,
exciting.
I don't know, as an idea. So, all
Yeah.
right.
Bring it together.
Yes, let's bring it together.
Yeah.
All right,
Have a
love
good
you all.
night.
Have a good
Awesome.
night.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Namaste.